that wrestling work that you're doing, I mean, obviously it sounds like the intensity level is off the charts, and you're facing, you know, younger guys, and they're coming in fresh, and you know, you're working yourself to exhaustion. Do you feel like it's similar to like the style? Like what's different between the wrestling that you're facing on a daily basis here? And do you feel like you have an idea of exactly what Khabib is going to feel like, or is it just like a big unknown to you at this point going into the fight?
You know, I mean, I've wrestled my whole life. You know, I've wrestled a lot of different type of people. And yeah, he's going to be incredibly strong. Similar to like when Ryan Deacon would grab me, you know, and I couldn't get away. But, you know, we're fighting at a much different range than what you wrestle at. And in order to get your hands on me, you have to extend yourself. And I get to punch you now and kick you and knee you. So I get to cause damage, you know, that I couldn't cause against people that were, you know, more technically sound than me. I think he'll be more technically sound in certain areas. I think when he gets on top, you know, I will have an extremely hard time getting back up because, you know, the way that he carries his weight, the way he covers you, he's not necessarily working like super hard. He's just constantly making you readjust, you know, so that you can't ever get up. You just got to readjust your base, much less get up. I think I've been preparing for this my whole life. I think I've felt what he's going to feel like multiple times. And a lot of those times I was not able to come out on top. But again, I didn't get to punch those people. I didn't get to knee those people. And I didn't have the ability to, you know, in wrestling, you move forward and you constantly are engaging. Now it's a different game. It's a different game we're playing. You know, I'm constantly I'm constantly at a distance that, you know, you feel you can shoot, but it's right away when you make that commitment. You understand that I'm not there. And so I'm really counting on that. You know, I'm really counting on him. You know, everybody says that he's never faced what you faced, but, you know, if you go back to some of my fights and you watch why I was so, I guess, effective versus Donald Cerrone or Edson Barboza, you know, even James Vick, and certainly against Ferguson, you know, that my ability with my feet to control distance is second to none. And, you know, you've never really seen it. It's not even being analyzed because it's not something that has ever been used as a method, I guess. You know, but Trevor's been working with me on this, on how to use my feet to get to a certain distance and stay off the fence. You know, never going straight backwards, always moving to the side, constantly shifting and changing levels to make them reset so I can move one way or the other. I have to stay off the fence. If I'm on the fence, then I lost. Yeah. But if I have a really, really good belief that he's going to have a really hard time to put me on the fence, and I know I'm going to see his blood. So I want him to see his blood, and I want to see his reaction.
You know, when I look at this fight, and I think a lot of people are going to be saying this as it comes up, is that, you know, Justin is one of, if not the best wrestlers that Khabib has ever faced. And, you know, Khabib does have to be careful when he gets inside, like he can't get clipped. But one thing that I don't think I've seen a lot of people talk about yet is how comfortable is Justin off his back. If Khabib is able to take him down, then what does it look like? And I gotta be honest, I don't really know the answer to that, because have you ever really been forced to fight off your back? I'm trying to think back over the course of your career, and it's just something we haven't seen a whole lot of. So I guess, how much have you been forced to do it? And is that something that you're looking at? Because obviously if you're fighting Khabib, you want to be comfortable if he does, in the event that he does take you down.
Yeah, since I was 4 years old, I can promise you that the only thing that I have strived for every day is to never be held down on my back. You know, as a wrestler, you can't even rest on your back. You know, if you were resting and laying on your back, you know, it was 50 push-ups. Every single time your back touched the mat, 50 push-ups. I've been working for this my whole life. You know, he's never faced a wrestler like me. He's also never faced somebody that's been working as hard or as long as he has. You know, there's no possible way he's worked harder or longer than me, because we're the same age. You know, I'm sure it's the same, but it's not more. And, you know, I'm very confident in that regard. And then, yeah, I mean, I'm not great off my back. no wrestler's great after back because we don't go there. I'm planning and counting on him not being able to get me there.
So many Chinese fans, including me, believe you are the most violent lightweight fighter in the UFC. They love to see you stand in front of opponents and exchange heavy punches. But we didn't get enough chances to see you fight on the ground for most time. Would you bring out something different when you fight against KHABIB this time?
So, I've wrestled my whole life, and I wrestle a lot in there. Huge part of wrestling is not being able to let someone take you down and hold you down. And that was my main focus my whole life when I wrestled. I never had a great offense, but you could not take me down, you could not hold me down. So, I'm going to use that. It's very important to stay off the ground. I'm not trying to go in there and wrestle with Khabib. I don't think I could beat him in a wrestling because I haven't focused on wrestling like that to win a wrestling match. I'm not there. But, I've constantly worked on my defense. That's never gone away. In fighting, it's detrimental to be on bottom. But when someone can beat you up and cause serious injury to you, then being taken down is not where you want to be and laying on your back. So I have to focus on not being on the fence, not getting taken down. And if I do get taken down, I got to make him work, like his life depends on it. If he does take me down, then I need to make sure that I threaten him with something up the middle that, at least is going to make him hesitate next time. And so that's what I'll be in there doing.
So obviously the narrative for this fight, I think, is what you just said there, right? People know you've been wrestling the majority of your life, right? It's well documented. You're a tremendous wrestler, a state champion, but you don't necessarily use it offensively. And I'm not surprised. Your hands in the Tony fight look the best they've ever been. It was sublime, absolutely fucking beautiful. So the easy thought process is, well, Khabib's going to struggle to take him down, and when he can't take him down, obviously Justin will have an advantage on the feet. And I saw somebody on Twitter the other day, I think they directed a tweet at me because I think I was saying that on one of our past shows, and they said, if you think that Khabib will have trouble taking down somebody like Justin Gaethje because he was a state champion, you're out of your mind, because you forget what he did to Abel Trujillo. Abel Trujillo was a 4-time state champion or something like that, and he threw him around like a rag doll, which I don't agree with one little bit. But when you hear something like that, what is your response?
I was a Division I All-American, so that's, that guy right there has no idea what he's talking about. So I wouldn't even entertain the conversation because his facts are just way out. I was a Division I All-American. Again, I wrestled some of the toughest guys at their prime. College wrestling, Division I college wrestling in America is the highest level, other than going to the Olympics and wrestling on the international level. But we're not wrestling anymore. There's going to be a zone in front of me. It's not very big, and it's going to be a zone of death. And if, I have to represent death every time he enters this zone. And that's what I'm the best at, creating carnage, creating car crashes. So my only goal when I step in there is to create as many car crashes as possible. Whether it be our bodies hitting, our heads hitting, our fucking shoulders hitting, our fists, my fist hitting his head, his fist hitting my head. It doesn't matter. I need to create car crashes because I need to, that's the only way to beat this guy.
And how do you prepare for that fight? I've covering Khabib's career and sort of talking to people as they prepare for him, I've heard two different kind of feelings. I've heard guys get on the wrestling mats and just wrestle, try to get familiar with wrestling. I've heard other guys say, you can't do that. You got to stick to what you do. And if you start focusing on what he's doing too much, then you're starting off at a disadvantage. Like even Conor, when he fought Khabib, he said that he got away from himself and was thinking about too much about what Khabib does. How do you think is the most appropriate way, the most efficient way to prepare for that fight?
I'll do it the same exact way that I've done it for every single fight. I will work to be my best self. I'm so athletic. The biggest fact, the first thing to go when you get tired is your legs. So my legs, from now until then, I'm going to be running running a lot, jump roping a lot of aerodyne, a lot of step ups, a lot of squats. My legs, you know, if my legs are in shape, I don't get tired, and if I don't get tired, then I can get back up, and if I can get back up, then I can hit him, and if I can hit him, I hit like a truck. I only got to kick him, you know, 8 times in the calf before he's compromised. There's a lot of factors, there's a lot of things, but I'm gonna work on being me, you know, staying in shape. It's all cardio.